Hi, everybody.
Hi, welcome back to the show. We're doing something a little different today. We've got a whole new setup, so I don't know if we're doing it correctly.
Yeah, this is our first adventure here with green screen, correct?
Yeah. So we bought a green screen kit. We're filming in a different house. We're filming with the green screen, which I've never done before, and we're filming with new microphones that I don't know if they work or not. So,
Because our old microphones didn't perform as well as we were hoping.
yeah, it's very true. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Where are we filming from today? Where's the location behind us?
Hopefully, Stonehenge.
Stonehenge.
Yes.
Okay, so we're coming to you live from Stonehenge. Or I haven't figured out how to work my camera yet, and we're filming in front of a green
Yes.
sheet. So it's one or the other.
It's one or the other.
But welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for watching. And what are we going to create or talk about today, Ben?
Well, today Brian came up with a pretty cool idea for a little NPC kind of character, kind of like a wizard familiar kind of guy, and he's called the Silver Golem. So, do you want to talk a little bit about what you had for him when you were coming up with him?
Yeah, I was thinking of, golems are always kind of these big, huge, hulking things that fight for you and do all this stuff. And I thought, well, what if you wanted like a little tiny guy who just did things for you? He'd bring you a beer and, hey, Golem, can you cut me off another piece of that cheese and put some prosciutto and give me the beer? And,
I wish you had one of those right now.
Yeah, so he's little. He's only about maybe 1.5 or 2 feet tall, and he's made out of silver. And golems are very expensive to build. And I thought, okay, if you're building him out of silver, he's going to be as expensive. But he's not really a fighter type. He's a go do stuff with, and he's almost like a wizard familiar. Maybe you can cast spells through him. You can send him on little search missions and things like that, but not search and destroy, but
Yeah, he can come in do little servant kind of deal.
He can walk underwater.
Yeah.
He can go in a place that's full of gas that you couldn't breathe in, and all sorts of little things like that. You could see through his eyes too.
Yeah.
Like a familiar.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And so that was my idea, and
Yeah, so we were looking through it, and there are rules in Pathfinder for automaton familiars, right? But in order to get that, you have to take a feat, you have to spend a feat point on it, and the thing is nuts, right? These automatons are all different. You can pick what style you want it to be, but they're all very powerful. And I was thinking that we could scale that back and make this kind of guy, right? He's not going to be a golem that fights for you and beats everybody up. He's a little helper guy, and but there's some advantages that he would have over a standard familiar like a bat or a rat or a crow or something like that, where he might not fly, and there may be some things that these other familiars can do that he can't. But he is immune to a lot of. He doesn't breathe. He doesn't sleep.
No
he
poison.
Doesn't eat,
You can't drown him.
Yeah. So he's gonna get the construct feats where you have, or the construct traits where you are immune to certain things. And, you can't poison him, or you can't drown him, and so that allows him to get into some cool spots that he wouldn't normally be able to get into.
And he's so damn cute, Ben.
He's so damn cute. So do you want to show the art for him?
Sure I do. Yeah. So here's what I came up with. Something a little different, and we'll put a scan up on this video.
And so I think he looks awesome.
When
Brian was doing the sketch for it, and we'll show you the sketch. When Brian was doing the sketch for it, he comes in and he's like, "Ben, is it too cute? I think it might be too cute." I'm like, "No, it's fine." He's like, "I think it might be too cute."
But then I put that weird kind of face on him, so he's cute weird.
Yeah, he's weird now. I can picture that face, that head rotating 365 degrees, and I can picture the noise that he makes when he walks. Kind of thing.
Doing like an exorcist thing. His head's just spinning around. And,
yeah. So he's got a lot of. So I guess one thing that we've been asked for a lot from the show is to kind of get a better idea of what goes into painting these guys. So can you give us kind of an idea of what the process was for?
Sure. When I was painting him, he was going to be all silver, but not super shiny silver, kind of tarnished silver.
Yeah.
So what I did is I layered them all in blue, like a blue-black, and then put in my darks. And the first thing I did was draw him with a micron pen. And that way, when I painted it really dark, it was I wouldn't run out of my lines. I wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, where's my line? I lost it. And then I put in my darks, and then I started figure out where my light source was and lit him, and then put in my highlights and reflective surfaces. That's why he's kind of tan under here because that's the ground.
Yeah,
he's kind of blue here because that's the sun, coming down. The light's obviously coming from here, so he's shiny, but he's not too shiny.
Yeah, that was an interesting thing when you were talking about a silver golem. I was thinking like a more of a flashy thing, basically like a 1950s robot kind of deal where he's like chrome kind of thing. But I like
That's
this.
a thought.
I like this better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like this better because he looks more real when he's done. Right? He doesn't,
Yeah.
This thing looks like it goes on an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those shiny robots, I would always wonder how they don't get dented or rusted
I know.
or messed up.
Yeah, exactly. If he's walking underwater bringing you a plate of beer or a prosciutto, he's not going to be that shiny.
Yeah. He looks used, right? He looks like more of a real thing. So how did you get the detailing on him?
I saw I thought instead of having him like a robot with like robotic joints, I made him look like he was like armor was made in the 1500s. All these kind of sliding rivets and stuff like that. So he can bend this way and that way, but he doesn't have joints. And I thought, well, if he's made it like that,
Yeah, I noticed that. He doesn't have elbows and knees and
yeah, so he's different looking than any other golems out there. And then also I found this really cool suit of armor that had all these swirly, scrolly stuff on it, and I went, that looks cool too. I'll draw that, and then I'll make it even more swirly and scrolly. And it took me a whole day to come up with that. But he looks good.
Yeah, he came out really well. And then you came up with an idea. You've used him, right? So this wasn't the first time I've encountered the silver golem.
I've been kind of play testing him for about a year.
Yeah, longer than that, because we were playing D&D 3 years ago.
Yeah, and he was
first time we played Keep on the Borderlands.
That's
time I played Keep on the Borderlands with you.
I put him in there.
You put him in there.
Yeah.
So, do you want to talk about your history with about how that worked out for your campaign?
So I had this NPC, this gnome character, and he was like kind of a moneylender, gem dealer kind of guy. And he needed a sidekick, so I gave him a silver golem. And since he's a gnome and he's about 2 feet tall, I gave him a 2 foot tall silver golem to run around with. But I wasn't sure exactly how I was going to use him, so I kept having him do different things. And then we finally kind of figured out where he was going to go and what he could do.
Yeah.
And how much he was going to cost.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be expensive.
Yeah, they're expensive, but the silver is not corrosive, though, right? Yeah, so
that's one of the reasons I made him out of silver. One, because I'd never heard of a silver golem, and two, I thought, well, if I made him out of silver, he's not going to get acid or corrosion damage or anything like that. You can send him anywhere.
Yeah.
And I thought that would be cool. So that's kind of why I came up with that.
I remember in years I wasn't sure that silver golem wasn't going to kill me if I tried to mess with Giplin, though, because he is still a golem, and you still really have to respect the fact that he's like for real. So I was a little anxious to try to start trouble with him, and he was kind of like he was the money guy in town, so you don't really want to.
Yeah, I didn't want to mess him because then you couldn't borrow any cash or trade out your gems for cash or anything like that.
And he probably has pretty good security.
Yeah, he knows people who could beat you up.
Yeah, that's definitely, that's almost certainly true. So for the silver golem, writing it, what we came up with was, so immune to acid, immune to corrosion, construct traits, but, not making him too powerful, right?
Yeah.
He's got good hit points.
He is pretty little, too, so he can't be that strong or powerful.
Yeah. He's got decent hit points. He's got a little bit of, like, damage reduction from having the armor. But he's not a warrior guy. He's definitely more of a familiar that you can take with you, and he'll scale as you get more powerful, right? So if you start with him as a level 1 wizard, he'll scale at 7 when regular familiars start to scale. So he'll get more powerful as he goes, and that can just be you're learning more stuff about him, or you're learning how to use him better, or you're improving him with your own magic and that kind of thing.
He can carry 2 beers instead of 1.
Yeah,
so
carry the whole plate.
He has 2 attacks.
2 attacks. He ends up being a pretty cool guy that we can, you can bring on an adventure with you. And familiars in Pathfinder at least give something to they give a little power to the wizard. So for this one, we have him give extra fortitude save. So
Oh,
you
excellent.
resist any of the all the stuff he's immune to. You resist it a little better because he's around with you.
Great.
Maybe he'll jump in front of an acid bullet for you.
Just throw him in front of the train. Yeah.
Take this thing.
Shoot your death ray at this guy.
Yeah. Oh, we got one. Yeah, I thought it came out pretty good. We got a little bit of. I did a couple write-ups for like places where you could have him. You could run into him, right? So one of the things that I wrote up for him in the adventure was, or for the in the PDF that is coming along with this video is maybe you could find him in an old ruined wizard tower, right? Because he's a golem and he doesn't age, he doesn't rust, he doesn't none of that stuff. So you could go into an old. So the old description I wrote at the beginning is like you're going through this old abandoned wizard's tower, and this guy is left, right? He's still there because
I like
the
that
wizard
idea.
died a long time ago, and maybe the wizard like needed him. Maybe the wizard, I have it written down that like the wizard maybe had like lost a leg or was crippled in some way, and had the golem make the golem to kind of like do little things around the house to help him out. And then that guy died a long time ago, 100 years ago or so. And when you go through the tower, maybe it's infested with monsters, or maybe there's some other reason that you're there. But when you clear it all out, this guy is kind of a reward that you run into at the end, where
So he's like a piece of treasure type thing.
he's a piece of treasure, and like you can take him as your familiar, and it's a good thing to give for like level 1, level 2 characters. Pretty easy dungeon. Go through the rooms of this old wizard lab. It's been picked over already by scavengers and looters over the last 100 years. But then you find this thing and it's deactivated, and then you activate it, and then it basically like thinks you're its mom, so it follows you around.
Interesting. I also had this concept too, but this, I don't know if we want to just make them that popular. That plentiful. But like like they're droids, and Jawas are selling them on the street corners.
Oh yeah.
Like a thing like I need a silver golem, a copper golem, and give me a one of those ones.
Yeah.
Now they're going to cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
And some of them are going to be lower level, or even maybe smaller.
Yeah.
And do things like that. Maybe they're just this big and they just walk around and do stuff on your desk or something.
Yeah, or they're like like trinkets, like toys that you for like the nobility's children kind of thing.
Absolutely.
But
so you could scale. I was thinking it's possible to scale them down to that
that's
as well. So
yeah, and then because this guy, this is a lot of silver.
that's a lot of silver.
Yeah,
he's expensive.
He's expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, he weighs about 750 pounds of silver.
Well, not that much.
No.
Yeah. He's not solid. He's a little hollow.
Yeah. I imagine there being like mechanical stuff inside.
Or it's just magic.
Just magic.
Just magic. That's what Dungeons and Dragons is all about, right?
That's right.
Well, that's cool. Anything else, Ben?
No, I think that's it. It's like
Okay.
a little guy that you can throw into your adventures, and so you can download a PDF of him at our Patreon site, patreon.com/dungeonmastery,
Yeah.
and the full res, the high res art of him will be on there too. So something for you to check out.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.
See you next time. Bye-bye.